Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a singles new love reading for Leo. We're going to look at the kind of love you're ready to experience now based on the growth you've already done. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Leos, please. All right, so you have the Wheel of Fortune, okay, Sagittarius energy. Also the fixed signs, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. Your person is also showing up here as the King of Wands, so strong fire in their chart, Aries, Leo, Sag. They're viewing you as Temperance, Sagittarius energy. And the relationship, the Ace of Cups. So it feels like it may be a new destined partnership here. One that's very loving, very affectionate, overflowing with emotion. And we see the Page of Swords. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. So this person may be a secret admirer here with the Page of Swords. This person, I feel, is somebody who has a lot to offer. Somebody who's quite stable. Somebody who's probably wealthy or just a comfortable lifestyle indicated here with this Wheel of Fortune. And this is someone who may have been or starts out watching you, but they're definitely action-oriented with the King of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. This is someone who's willing to take action. They're decisive, okay, once they have, the information that they need here about you, if you're single, if you're available. Because I do see this person is very physically attracted to you. And it looks like they really see you, Leo, here as an earth angel. All right, the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Okay, so again, although I think this person gives off quite a confident persona, they may be a little bit less confident when it comes to you. All right, because they're seeing you as Temperance energy. They're seeing you as this earth angel. It feels like there's divine guidance or divine interference here. So they feel like an even stronger pull than just a physical attraction to you. And with the King of Cups, we see Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy, somebody who's a creative visionary, someone who I feel is generally very relaxed, and they may come off as a little bit nonchalant, or they might come off as a bit of a player at times. But I feel like that's just while they're trying to figure out whether or not they're going to have success or not. I feel this person is very loving, very creative, very nurturing, somebody who you're going to be able to really relax with. But again, they're not as confident as they seem or as they come off as. And again, that could just be because they're not sure about how you're feeling. And we see the King of Pentacles. And my Leos, you're feeling, this Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, very stable, very grounded. And you may be a little bit more grounded than this person is what I'm getting. Because it feels like they have... It feels like they've been watching you. They've been watching you. They've been crushing on you. They have these feelings that are developing, and they're seeing you as somebody who is patient, is kind, successful. I keep getting Earth Angel energy. I kind of feel too, if this person has been dating casually, if this person has been hasn't been in a relationship for a bit, although I do see that they're quite attractive, but I feel like they haven't found anybody here that's really like the one, or really someone who makes them feel the way you feel, at least when they're around you, Leo. All right, so let's see what else we need to know about this person. Okay, so we see your ex. So I wasn't getting that, but for some of my Leos, this certainly could be a reconciliation. This could also be someone who has an ex around them. Again, that could be the Knight of Wands energy in reverse, something that's kind of unfinished or something that's kind of lingering. All right, or there may be some connection here to your ex. So Leo, it doesn't necessarily mean that, this is your ex, but for some of you that will be the case. All right, we see that this person is solid, they're dependable, they're predictable. Okay, they're steady, they're funny. So expect a lot of fun and light energy with this person. The laughter you share very well may bond you. It might alleviate stress. This person is a real leader, and that shows up with the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Wands. They're comfortable taking charge and they exhibit confidence in their decisions. But remember, they're not as confident as they come off as. And I just kind of think that's those normal butterflies when you like someone. And we also see mama's boy coming through. So this person, whether they're male or female, it doesn't matter. And remember, my readings are not meant to be gender specific, but some of the cards that I use are. But this person has a close-knit relationship with their mom, whether she's alive or she's crossed over. And for some of you, this person may be a single parent, and they may have a son in particular. All right, so with the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, again, I think this person's sexy, attractive, and successful. And generally, I think they're very, very confident. But there's just something about you being so grounded and so stable and so sure of yourself here, Leo, that makes this person, gives them butterflies, makes them feel less than confident. All right, they're coming off as having curly hair, which again, this is a very specific message, Leo. That's not going to resonate with all of you, but it certainly will be confirmation for some of you. And just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Lurking, so that definitely gives those secret admirer vibes. And for some of my Leos, this may be an ex here who is still kind of hanging out in your energy, whether that's just online or, you run into them sometimes, or they're just still in your energy. And we see grandparent. Okay, so for some of you, this person, could be a grandparent. I know that's not everybody's wheelhouse that's listening to these readings. So this person may also be someone who was raised by one of their grandparents or has a really close-knit relationship with one of their grandparents. We do see gray hair for some of you, and we see that this person is trustworthy. So they're coming out twice as being trustworthy, okay? Even if they've kind of given off some player vibes there, again, because I do think this person is very sexy, attractive, and they may have been dating or talking to other people, but they are really looking for something solid and secure. And I do feel they sense that they could have that with you. All right, so let's see what else my Leos need to know about this person. What else do my Leos need to know about this person, please? What else do my Leos need to know about this person? All right, we see a gift. Okay, so this person's love language may be gift giving. They might feel like you are just a gift from the universe, okay, for them into their life. All right, we see wealthy man. So again, my readings are not meant to be gender specific, but some of the cards are. But that just really is confirmation here, Leo, with the Wheel of Fortune, that this person does have a lot to offer. Again, they might give you nice gifts. They might give you expensive gifts. Okay, and we see marriage. Some of you, this person may be somebody who's divorced. Again, some of you, they may have a child from that previous connection or children. For others of you too, I do feel like this person may be somebody that didn't really think they were going to be in a relationship or wanted a committed relationship. But there's something very different about you. Again, you being very grounded, self-assured, stable. You have a healing presence for this person. So I do think you're making them rethink commitment, rethink relationships here. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else we need to know. All right, we see they may have an unusual hair feature. Okay, so for some of you, that indicates that they might have a different ethnic background or their hair is just drastically different than yours. They may be musically inclined. They may hum often, or you may catch them singing or humming to themselves while they're completing remedial tasks. All right, they've lived in more than one country for some of you, and they may be a fire sun sign. So we do get that Aries, Leo, Sag energy, particularly Sag coming through, and they have a noticeable facial feature. So this can be they look a little bit exotic, but a noticeable facial feature can also be beautiful eyes, a strong jawline, a scar or a birthmark, dimples. All right, so Leo, they're viewing you as temperance energy. So they see that you are I feel like you bring a lot of calm to this person, or they see that you're calm in situations. They see you as loving, nurturing, patient. They see you as an earth angel. All right, the Knight of Cups in reverse. But again, they might be a little bit worried or less than confident here with that Knight of Wands in reverse, because they may feel like you're not looking for a relationship. They may feel like you're just looking for something casual, okay? Or they're not your type, someone that you want to invest in. And we see the Nine of Cups. See, this person's really worried that this is just going to be a fling, or it's not going to be long term. I think for some of you, they might even initially think this isn't going to be something long term, and then they catch really strong feelings for you. But I mean, you are this person's wish fulfillment. There's a really strong physical attraction, but they're also recognizing that there's something deeper and there's something more here. Now, how you're feeling the Three of Pentacles. So Leos, you might be a little bit up in the air about this person. You may have other options. With the Three of Pentacles in reverse, you may be concerned about third-party energy, this ex, whether they have a lingering ex or you do, or they're your ex or something. There's a question mark here about, are we really compatible? Is there third-party interference? And for some of my Leos, you are very grounded, you are very stable, you're very focused on your work and your finances right now. And so again, you might also not be really focused on relationships, or not sure that you want to be in a relationship at this point in time. Yeah, so again, it's going to be different for all of you, but let's take a look and see, Leo, what else this person really admires about you. We see Queen energy. Again, it's not meant to be gender specific, but you radiate the regal feminine. You use your benevolent authority to protect others. So again, they see that you have authority, that you have power, that people look up to you, that you're not arrogant, you're not controlling, you're not demanding. There's elegance here is what they're loving. And hedonist energy. Yes. All right. This is one of my favorite cards, Leo, because it says that inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life and celebrates the beauty in yourself. So they're very physically attracted to you. There's like this undeniable sensuality about you, but they also see that you're stable. You enjoy the good things in life. You have everything you need. Like, I feel like they know that you have nice things, you buy nice things, you're next level here. And they also probably know that you have a lot of options. And I also feel there's something a little bit daunting here for this person, is that they know that you don't need them, right? That you have other options. You have your money, you have your stability, you have your own little, touch of luxury here and there, or, your own luxuries. You can take yourself on vacation, right? So I feel like this person, maybe, I don't think that they're threatened by that, but I think they also really realize that you don't necessarily need them. And not that they're replaceable, but it kind of like, that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting, is like that that not that you're unbothered, but that you might be, right? And for a lot of my Leos, they like that they see you as a guide, that other people look up to you, respect you. We see that coming through twice. They love your spirituality, your spiritual side. All right. Now with the Ace of Cups, I do feel like this is, for a lot of you, this is someone brand new. So don't be put off by that X energy. But it's definitely a fresh start in love. There's a lot of potential for love here. So let's see what else Spirit needs you to know. We see respecting individual paths. This connection honors each person's journey. Okay. So again, I feel like too, like once, if this connection comes together, and for a lot of you, it certainly will, this is about like, maintaining independence within this connection. All right. And room to unfold. This connection benefits from spaciousness and patience. What is meant to deepen will do so without force. Yeah, and I also feel like even though I feel your person might be a little bit more hasty or a little bit more restless when it comes to this situation, I feel like you're the one that may need patience and spaciousness here to make up your mind, and especially if you have other options, if you're exploring other options, or just to check in and, see if this is really compatible with you right now and your lifestyle and what you're trying to build. Okay. And we see embodying authenticity. This connection encourages you to show up as you truly are. So yeah, it's about just being your authentic self and, saying it like it is as well, Leo. Remember, the right person is not going to be put off by you setting boundaries or expectations within the connection. And this connection invites conscious participation rather than assumption, and an invitation to choose. So again, I do feel like, my Leos, you're in this really beautiful, powerful energy of like, you're not thirsty. It's like you're accepting resumes, right? And I think this person's resume is quite tempting, but you're also in this powerful energy of, I have choices, and I also have my own life. I have my own money. I have my own responsibilities, and I want someone who's going to genuinely add to that rather than take away from that. And I'm going to take my time to figure out if that's you, if that's this person, right? I love this energy. It's really embodied strength and groundedness that I'm connecting with here with my Leos. All right, so let's see. What else do we need to know about this connection? All right, physical connection. The sacred union of bodies, two becoming one. Okay, so for a lot of you, this may be somebody who is physically around you. There is going to be a very strong physical attraction and connection between the two of you, which is a beautiful thing. But is that enough to make it long term? That's the decision here, or the question. So the energy is fun and lighthearted, but uncertain. So I do think, my Leos, you are going to take the time to figure out, is this somebody who really adds value to my life, or is this just a fling? Is this something fun? Do I want something stable and secure right now? Am I ready for it? Do I have room in my life for it? And we see time apart, or time of separation. So some of you, this is somebody you're in separation from. Okay, and they're really seeing things differently here if that's the case. They know that it's not a shoo-in. All right. And we see healing connection. Your romance will transform your life. So there's potential for healing here, or there's potential for this to be a healing connection. Again, Leos, I'm going to stress, not all of you is this an ex, okay? But for some of you, that is the message that's coming through. All right. Now, let's go ahead and see if we get any important dates or times. Any important dates or times for my Leos, please. Any important dates or times for my Leos, please. All right, so we see the month of June. Okay, so that's Gemini, Cancer energy. It may also be something this past June that unfolded for the two of you, and for others of you, we're in March, so June is only 3 months away. So within the next 3 months, this is unfolding. For some of you, it's already around you, or it's happening sooner in the coming weeks and as early as this week. All right, my lovely Leos, I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care.